San Mateo, which is between San Francisco and much of Silicon Valley, to visit AdMob, which is a mobile advertising company, and actually is an actually revenue-earning, cash flow positive one. It's like finding Sasquatch here in Silicon Valley. Okay, so Omar, show me around very briefly.
Sure. So we're walking through AdMob here.
This is San Mateo. Hello. Say hello, PR lady. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Nicole Leverage.
Hi, Nicole. So this is the office. You have how many people here?
We have about 80 people.
80 people.
84-ish.
Right. Okay.
We are, just to set context, it's October 31st, so
Right.
you'll notice some decorations we didn't
Right.
previously have.
Right.
This is all engineering.
Halloween,
Yes,
right?
and so if you poke your head
Oh,
here,
it's very typical of
we
Silicon
had a
Valley.
decorating contest. So this
Oh,
is the
very
beach.
nice.
We had an unfortunate
You know,
spill.
every Silicon Valley has a
Yeah.
decorating contest.
Yeah.
You all like
We all go to a, we got the memo.
So why are
It's
you in San
required.
Mateo and not like Silicon Valley?
Because we're halfway between
San Francisco.
San Francisco and sort of
Right.
all the South Bay.
Do you have other offices?
We have an office in London, we have an office in New York, and we're opening one in Mumbai.
And that's for
Not a
development?
office, no, a sales office.
Sales,
All
interesting.
development is here.
Wow. Okay, great.
It is actually pretty significant. So
Cool.
This is one area. We actually have the whole floor
Uh-huh.
here. So over there,
Right.
You will find sales and BD people. So
Uh-huh.
go check that out real quickly. This is
No,
sort
we'll
of
go
a
just go here. Let's just go
common
here.
area.
Ah, very nice.
So more Silicon Valley.
Excellent.
Ping pong table, foosball table.
Omar,
Drinks, coffee.
let's hope this doesn't happen to
I
you.
hope not.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Omar Hamoui. I'm the founder and CEO of AdMob.
All right, we've had a lovely discussion about mobile advertising and where it's going. I have uttered the phrase, your business is not stupid.
Yes.
I actually think it's a really promising idea of what you're doing. Explain, what's changed recently because of the iPhone. Where's mobile advertising right now?
Sure.
Because it's been sort of a sinkhole for many people. Everyone's promised a lot of things and they haven't been delivered.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely been an industry that's gone through a lot of hype, and so I can just sort of tell you this kind of the state of the union on it. It's an industry that's definitely continuing to grow. AdMob is a mobile advertising company that operates an analytics product. We have a mobile ad network. We have a metrics report we release, and on our ad network, we serve about 5 billion impressions a month. There's real money behind it, a real business, and what's changed for us. I mean, and that's across a number of devices. Everybody's familiar with the Razors and Blackberries, etc. But the iPhone and I believe the class of devices that are on the way that look very much like the iPhone.
Right. We call it the
really
Jesus phone at All Things Do.
There you go. So the Jesus phone and all of its disciples are going to are going to essentially change the game for us. They already have. So the iPhone represents a couple small number of percentage points, 3-4% of our traffic at this point, but it already is a significant double-digit % of revenue.
And it's the idea of it, the conceptualness of being able to touch things, better looking ads. What is the?
It's also the fact that users engage with ads on a much more. They engage with everything more. 4 or 5 times more than they engage with. So whether it's applications, web browsing, or the ads that exist within those applications on the web, they interact with it on a much more fundamental level. And frankly, that not only is it a matter of click-through rates, but it's engagement after the click. They can watch videos, they can buy tickets, they can do any number of things, and they do it.
Right.
And this has made a big difference for advertisers.
Now publishers have, it's very easy to buy ads on the web. It's sort of an old system now. Google, if you want search ads, you want display ads, you have lots of alternatives. Mobile's been a slower kind of thing. It's a lot of text-based ads. There are a lot of ads that aren't targeted. There's not a lot of analytics involved.
Yep.
Why has that happened, and what has to change?
There's a lot of infrastructure. I mean, I think people sometimes forget that what we're doing on the web right now is based on, over 10 years of infrastructure that's been built around it, and various companies that have specialized in different areas of infrastructure, none of which really exists in mobile. So we've spent a lot of time thinking about those problems. Analytics, for example, came from the fact that it didn't exist. We didn't want to build it. We had no reason to build it. We had to build it because it didn't exist. If it had been done well, we would have been in a fantastic place. There are other problems like that that exist. We've spent a lot of time trying to make things simpler for advertisers, but it really is going to be it's going to require a lot of companies a lot of effort to get into it. And the fortunate thing is I don't think people don't believe that it's going to be important. Right. So big companies, small companies, venture capitalists across the board, there is a very certifiable intent to make this.
Well, because everybody
business.
uses their cell phones all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
they're starting to, and they're starting
it's
to.
It's where people engage on a most level.
You know what else was really interesting about the iPhone, the Jesus phone? I'm sorry.
Right, yeah.
Was that for the first time we started to see people in our peer set say, "Oh, I saw one of your ads." Right. So I had any number of friends from college or business school.
You
or
brand
whatever.
those ads on the iPhone.
We brand them, and because this is the first time I think the Silicon Valley set and Madison Avenue set are actually using the mobile web, now they believe it.
Right.
Even though it was happening before, it wasn't necessarily happening on the devices they used.
Because they were
right?
text ads before. They were,
They were text
screen,
ads
screen,
and
screen.
They were also surprisingly happening on our top carrier prior to the iPhone was Metro PCS, which I don't think a lot of people in Silicon Valley and Madison Avenue have Metro PCS. It's people who, even in the US, were using the phone as their probably
So what's
their primary
changed in
internet
what
access
they
device.
click on in advertising? Before it was probably a lot of games and songs and ringtones and things like that.
Yeah. So I mean, entertainment's still a big category, but I would say that we have a surprising amount of activity going on the brand side. People's reaction to a Land Rover campaign.
Which you sell. You have ad salespeople to do that.
Yeah, we do. We have a sales team. We ran 25 brand campaigns last month, and we do quite a bit of targeting around that. The interaction that people are having with those brands, I think, is surprising.
Right.
I mean, I think that it might not be completely obvious to people that if you see a Land Rover ad, you're going to want to touch it and then want to watch a video for the car and have a positive affinity for that brand after having done it.
Right.
But as it turns out, that actually is definitely happening.
So there's a lot of geo ads, things where you're near something and.
That's happening for advertisers who are national advertisers. What everybody so I'll give you the standard, as you probably heard of. Example: you're walking past a Starbucks.
Right.
Starbucks.
I've heard that for 20. It's
we
like
ran a
urban
Starbucks
legend.
ad campaign, by the way, but not that one.
But
you're
did it ding when you went by?
No, and that's annoying. Like I don't know why anybody would ever want that to ever happen.
Because with Starbucks, it would ding all the time, right?
It would, and there's other stores. So if that realized scale, we would be in the most annoying universe that could ever possibly exist. What we have used Geo for, though, is national advertisers who, once the user is interested. So I'm very much interested in this flat screen TV. Tell me a Best Buy near me where I can buy it.
Right.
That works. Yeah. And we have seen those campaigns.
You do that with car a lot now.
Yeah.
Let me. This is everyone's talking about the downturn. You just got a big slug of funding, a big giant check.
Yeah.
How do you look at that? Opportunity, right?
Of course, what downturn?
What downturn?
Are things going badly?
I think we're about to bail out the car.
Okay.
Who advertise on mobile advertising.
So we're really cognizant of what's going on, obviously, outside of our small little ecosystem here, both in mobile and Silicon Valley, I would say more broadly speaking. We're paying a lot of attention to it. That said, mobile, we strongly believe that digital advertising has an opportunity to come out of this better off than it went in, as long as it's trackable. And it's ROI driven.
Right, absolutely.
We also think
performance-based everything.
Within that universe, mobile has an opportunity.
Right.
And we announced as part of the funding that we were cash flow positive. This is not survival money for us. This is absolutely expansion.
It's party
money
money for you, right?
I would say we are going to lean forward slightly.
Lean forward. Excellent. Yeah. Last question. Other things you could do. It's not just advertising. It's other businesses.
Yeah. So there are other areas that matter to us. I think, as we discussed, our colloquial phrase for it is "make mobile not suck." For businesses to do business in. And analytics was one of them that we did. There's mobile payments that I think are interesting. There's discovery that we could look at. Some of these are probably bigger than we are right now, but we're much bigger than we were 12 months ago. So along the way, these are areas we need to tackle. Anything that's an impediment, right? In m-commerce, huge impediment until it starts happening more.
Great.
So
Omar, thank you.
Thank you.